Tips awakening, y'all will feel my ancient signals, one within the universe, and the universe is inside of me. Greetings. What if you wasn't really you? Now I'm about to take this to many different levels. What if certain extraterrestrials or society groups, and this could be like negative or positive, or certain energies or ancient energies, like switched your subconscious into like different dimensions and other worlds? What if certain individuals knew like certain things was going to happen in certain realms or certain worlds, and basically took over your host, your new body, when you enter the physical realm? Like, your physical day. Some of y'all say birthday, but the physical day when you enter this illusion. I already feel like they stole most of our DNA to create different illusions in other low frequency worlds. But what if certain, extraterrestrials took over your physical body and transfer your subconscious, and you got programmed somewhere else, and sometimes you can feel the effect of whatever you go through? What if you actually picking up on certain individuals' dreams, and you could be doing some messed up things that that you usually wouldn't do on a physical realm, and you can be on a dream plane and you'd be like, damn, that was disturbing, or that's not me, that's not my character, but you picking up on a certain individual that took over. What if your minds merged together? I feel like that happens to some certain individuals. And this could be negative or positive. What if, like, for example, I'm going to take this to many levels. Like, for example, what if somebody in the society groups knew a certain time and a date, although it's illusion, there's no such thing. But everybody go by the time and dates and months. What if they knew, like, the new body that was getting ready to enter the physical realm? They knew about, a certain date, and so they transfer their subconscious into, one of their relatives, or one of your relatives. One of your relatives could have actually did that. Transfer their subconscious into you or one of your loved ones. What if, like, certain individuals want to see how it feels to be like an animal, or like a female or a male, and transfer their energy into the new body, a new host? Now, I feel like certain individuals, set certain things up. I know certain relatives be like, you remind me of your grandfather. You act just like them. You even sound like them, use the same words. Certain individuals can transfer their energy, and your subconscious could be in a low frequency world. And you could be actually going through certain things. And I feel like that's what's going on in this world. Certain individuals knew certain things was going to get destroyed, certain energies was going to rise, and certain beings was going to take over on many different levels. So some of them know how to transfer their subconscious and on so many different levels. And the reason why I'm speaking on this, because I feel like, I connected with the ancients, even certain extraterrestrials, because I see certain things play out on the physical realm. I see in other worlds, the dream plane and the visions. Like, what if some of your relatives, transfer their energy into one of these animals? And then, you have that connection with one of these animals. that animal really love you and keep you protected. Like I said, what if they was hiding because they didn't want certain individuals to get certain knowledge? Like they could transfer it to another, a bird, an eagle, or a hawk. Some say you act like your great grandmother or your grandmother. What if they actually took over your physical body? What if the grandmother wants to see what it feels like to be, a male, or vice versa, and transfer their energy? What if they actually was like trying to hide and disguise certain things? Like I said, this could be negative or positive. And and they wanted to balance out certain things so they could connect to other worlds. What if you actually were sleeping with one of your relatives and you don't even have no idea? What if one of your relatives, like say for example, and I'm not talking about like on the physical, like on the sick twisted stuff that certain individuals do. I'm talking about on another level. All right. What if like one of your relatives decades ago knew certain things, whether they was connected to the society groups or on some other stuff by themselves? What if they knew they had to balance out certain things? So they basically, y'all remember when I said that you represent, that Ancestry or Ancestor.com was a bunch of mess because, there's two different bloodlines, although certain things can merge together, but I said there's two different bloodlines. So how they going to tell y'all this mess saying that, oh, you're this and that? That's nothing but names and titles. They just basically want to see what world you come from. I uploaded a video. I've done so many videos, so I can't tell y'all the name of the video. But, I was basically saying there's two different bloodlines. I even also said that, one of your siblings could represent your mother's or father's bloodline. What if a certain relative, like from decades ago, and they knew certain things, and they connected with you? You carry a certain bloodline, and you was actually with them. Like I said, we're all energy. To me, there's no such thing as like I said, moms, dads, and all of that, sisters and brothers. That's nothing but names and titles. But what if it's a certain energy you had to connect in order to bring balance? And like I said, I'm not talking about no sick, twisted stuff like like physical sex. What if certain energies had to connect? What if that certain individual, your twin? What if your DNA? What if you actually sleep with yourself? What if the female version or the so-called guy version, for example, say if you were a male, and then you have your twin version of you in another world, in another room, and you connect it, and both of y'all's DNA connect, and they go together. And certain individuals, how they say the soul, that's my soulmate and stuff. That's basically their soul flame. What if, like I said, our DNA is everywhere inside of this illusion. So, and certain society groups and certain other individuals, because you can't give the society groups credit, because that's some of y'all's downfall. I don't give them credit. I feel like I got more power than they do. I know the score like the back of my hand. I see through the illusion. And what I mean by sleeping with a relative, I'm talking about like on a plane. You transferring, your conscious and connecting with certain DNA. Now, you could be actually sleeping with a relative on a physical level, because all the bloodlines are mixed up. You could be related. You could actually be merged with a certain individual, because I don't like to use the word married. That's nothing but a name and title, contracts. But you could be merged with a certain individual that's related to you because the bloodlines are mixed up. You know, one of your so-called relatives could be on some trifling stuff and had, you know, a star seed, y'all call it a child or whatever you want to call it. And you don't know who you messing with. That's the reason why you need to be on a high frequency.
Nothing will stand in our way.
You know, like I said, if you're not on a high frequency, you don't know who you're supposed to connect with. And some of y'all probably messing around with one of your relatives and you don't even know it. But I was talking about, like, there's many levels. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you could be sleeping with your so-called half brother or half sister and don't even know it. You know, they could be in another country. You know, like, or they could be, certain individuals take certain star seeds and move them. You know, one of your relatives could have had a twin brother or twin sister and they moved them and didn't tell you about it. Or certain individuals could be connected to the society groups and kept certain information from you and had somebody else raise you. There's so many levels I could take this. There's so many. What? Did somebody say something?